Yo, word on the street is that the producers for the Braxton show are nearly done, because they simply can't with these sisters. Reportedly, they even had to halt off production of the program following a violent dispute between Tamar and her sisters. I know Tamar claimed she won't be a part of the program, but honey, she's still there.
And speaking of reality TV, I've decided to go back to the Braxtons because remember last season I was a friend to the show.
For real?
Yes.
Apparently, at some point during the taping, Tony stormed out and, based on rumors, Trina can't handle the fact that Tamar brought their niece Ashley to the show to expose her ex-husband Gabe some more. They are supposedly also disputing about compensation since Tamar and Tony are getting paid the most, and it's just a roller coaster for everyone, guys. So how about we just go right into it? So as you may have noticed by now, the Braxtons will continue to share their life with television audiences, as WeTV has renewed the reality series for a second season. Based on sources, season 2 of the Braxtons will see the sisters striving to return to their origins of fun and comedy and spend much-needed quality time with one another as they prepare and celebrate Towanda's wedding. Towanda previously announced that her wedding was an invite only and no +1s or mobile phones were permitted on her big day. And I think that much of what transpired will be documented on the broadcast. Well, that is, if they can really continue shooting. Because as we speak, production of season 2 has ceased. Apparently, producers stopped down shooting of the Braxtons following a violent dispute between Tamar and her sisters. I know y'all are saying, sure, it had to be Tamar. Sources really said that Toni Braxton stormed off set douchias over the sister conflict. She allegedly added that before Tracy died, they promised her that they would get along. Yet no one's getting along and things have really become worse. In addition, there were also claims that none of the sisters attended to the premiere celebration of Tamar and Miss E's cookery program. Apparently, a fierce disagreement occurred only 2 days before the debut, and it resulted to the sisters skipping their premiere. I understand they're not going to support Tamar, but they couldn't go and support their mom? That's screwed up. I mean, it is just screwed up. Anywho, there have been no precise details on what's going on with the sisters, but we know that Tamar is significantly engaged based on hearsay. And I know that the fights undoubtedly have something to do with Towanda, for she published a cryptic message that read, "To everyone who has distanced themselves from me, kindly stay there, honey. We already witnessed in season 1 that Tamar and Towanda are hardly getting along." When the sister met down with Spirit, a grief counselor, the session was apparently going well until the counselor asked Towanda how it felt not to have access to her sister Tamar. And before she could answer the question, Tamar declared that Tamar then went on to claim that Towanda makes more of an effort to keep in touch with Tony and Trina than with her. And she added that she normally reaches out to Towanda first, and that Towanda only reaches out while they are shooting.
I respect where people are. I don't engage. I don't pour into certain types of energy. I make different choices in my life. And that's just where I am.
But this is TV, Josh. outside of yesterday and today, when was the last time you talked to me?
I don't recall. It wasn't my birthday because you didn't call me.
Your birthday's September. Here we are in March.
In the show, Towanda also revealed that she was unaware of the last time she talked to her sister, but she knew that Tamar did not reach out to her for her birthday in September, despite they recorded the episode in March. In fact, she looked to be so fed up with Tamar that she confessed that she is solely focused on people living in her family.
Tony's in your household?
But they call me. I talk to them every day.
Girl, you don't answer the phone.
That's
Girl,
not true.
Stop.
Let's be specific. Did you call me yesterday?
I did, actually.
Did I answer it?
Well, because we're taping now.
No. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Oh,
when you called me, every time
girl,
you called,
that is not the
every
truth.
time you called, I answered. Every time you text, I answer. That's a fact.
Okay.
That's a fact.
So I'm a liar.
No, you said that. I didn't call you that. That's the word that you're using.
Everyone knows that I always have receipts.
So for her to recently imply that anybody who has separated themselves from her should remain there, It's extremely possible that she was referring to Tamar. Or maybe Tamar is feuding with everyone in the family. Remember a few months earlier, Tamar also took off her social media accounts on X and Instagram after an outburst before returning back a day later. But before the closure, Tamar posted numerous angry postings on her former page stating that the whole family is poisonous. But y'all, it's also likely that these heated confrontations are due of their niece Ashley, who was part of season 2, in light of her recent charges. And supposedly Trina doesn't appreciate how her and her ex Gabe are being pulled into all the turmoil. Yeah, y'all recall that Ashley claimed that her stepmother and father, Michael Braxton Jr., spotted text conversations between her and her aunt's boyfriend that were improper. And when they initially informed her aunt, she was loving and angry about what happened to Ashley. But as time went on, it seemed like her aunt flipped to not feeling that way. And Ashley added that as she grew older, she recognized how bizarre it was that her aunt was all right with her partner considering the circumstances. Apparently, her aunt assumed that she instigated it or that she was part of the issue and even began to blame her for what occurred. Ashley also mentioned that via treatment, she learned how to cope with the circumstance, but also added that she should not be blamed since she should have never been placed in that scenario in the first place. She further mentioned that the uncle involved had a platform and decided not to speak on it, and after the event, everyone was still sharing bread with the guy as if nothing had occurred. So at first, people believed that she was talking about Tamar, but Tamar was like, nah, it's not me. In fact, Tamar is the one who indicated that she would invite Ashley on the program, and she also emphasized that she loves Ashley and she can depend on her support. Well, finally, everyone decided that Ashley was referring about Gabe and Trina because Gabe did have some bizarre intimacy desires and Trina refused to leave him for so long. Actually, when someone on Ashley's TikTok suggested that she was referring about Gabe and Trina, she welcomed the remark. Then, there's someone who posted this remark regarding Gabe as well. I absolutely know that was Trina and Gabe. Gabe attempted to hook up with my then 17-year-old transsexual cousin via internet, offering to fly her down to Atlanta and take her in a hotel near to the airport. Witnessed and videotaped it all, got banned on social media for attempting to let her know what he was doing. Trina really took a lot of heat because she reportedly knew what sort of guy Gabe was, and he cheated on her for the entirety of their relationship, yet she still blamed her niece. People reported that she liked turning a blind eye to what he was doing, even though he was hooking up with women and men, was into bestiality, and had bizarre fetishes with minor females. Well, guess what? The producers of the program wanted Trina to sit down and record a scene with Ashley so that they could speak about the claims. And Trina threatened to stop filming totally and stated, "It's not my tale to tell or talk about." So maybe Ashley being brought on board was cause enough for the sisters to have a furious disagreement. Or maybe it also has something to do with their contracts, for sources have disclosed that Tony Braxton and Tamar Braxton are supposedly the most paid for the program. And I'm talking about a 6-figure production agreement to star in and produce more projects for the network. Honey, this time, Mama Braxton is also getting entangled with drama, because Evelyn also disclosed that Vincent is not who y'all believe he is. She added that the public viewed Vince as this wonderful guy, but they do not know how he behaved to her daughter behind closed doors. And I don't know whether they want to bring in the ex-husband as a plot as well, cause Michael was also out here claiming that he had apologized to Evelyn for the adultery in their marriage 30 years ago. Michael stated he doesn't know what more she wants him to do since he can't go back and alter the past, and that everyone makes mistakes, but Evelyn would not forgive him. She is really writing a book on the adultery in her marriage and how she was able to pull herself back up. Speaking about Miss E, we've also got folks claiming that she's probably the true trouble in the family. Like, people are saying that the sisters are all upset with their mother, but it's safer for them to point the blame at each other. People are pointing out that in some dysfunctional homes, siblings may fight one another because they are frightened to face the underlying root of their anger, which is undoubtedly visible. Child, maybe they simply need to terminate the program since these folks truly don't like each other. If I'm being honest, it's granted they tolerate each to do with each other. Anywho, I am sure season 2 will be filled with so much drama. But meantime, I am yearning to hear your opinions. What do you think of Trina apparently refusing to confront how Gabe handled their niece Ashley? Do you think about Trina apparently refusing to confront how Gabe handled their niece Ashley? Do you believe Tamar is the main issue, or is it their mom, Evelyn?